I'm glad you're here to join us. As you can see, I'm actually not at the golf course. So we're going to talk a little bit about things that you can do at home. We're also going to talk about our goals, maybe while you're on break, and something that you can use to reach your goals in golf, reach your goals in life, or reach your goals, in school. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So you won't get to see me hit any shots, but I will give you some tips, or maybe show you some things that you can do at home to stay ready to when you get out there on the golf course. So some things I do when I'm at home and I'm not able to go to the golf course is one is exercise, do some stretching, staying active. So when I do go out on the golf course, I'm ready to go. My body's ready. Some fun things I like to do. I actually like to putt around the house. So if you have your putter at home, I have one here. If you have your putter at home, remember it was flat. Okay. If you have your putter at home, you can bring that. And what I do is I get some golf balls, which I have here as well. A golf ball. Okay. And I borrow a mug. Okay. What you can do is you can put this mug anywhere in your house, and you can start from, maybe you can go from your living room, stay in there and go to the cup. You can start in the kitchen, as long as you're being safe and you're showing respect. Remember, that's our code of conduct, to show respect. But what I like to do is find, a flat spot and then just practice my putting. It's pretty close to when you're on the green at the actual golf course. But that way you could practice at home. Something else I like to do, you have the room, you can go outside and hit some chips. Make sure you're safe. Think about the swings that we learned, small swings, big swings. So obviously you're probably gonna be taking some smaller swings, or if you have the space, just make sure you're safe. And we want to make sure we're respecting our surroundings as well. But I like to play kind of like an obstacle course at my house, and I like to putt, and I go around and where we can hit from and see what I can get, and pretend that I'm playing golf, just to stay in the game, and while I'm at home. Um, so today we're going to talk about getting to our goals. So whether that's in golf, that's in life. Maybe your goal in golf is to hit your driver 300 yards, or shoot a certain score, or learn a certain shot. So, for example, if we're at the golf course and you want to learn how to hit it out of the sand, your goal is to be able to hit that ball out of that sand. We're going to talk about some things that we can do to get to that goal, and some ways that we can set goals so it can help us reach it. We want to use our goals. This is a birdie lesson. It's all about goals, and we talk about trying to set dreams and set goals, and our goals help us get to our dreams. So think of, a goal you might have at home, and I'll show you kind of what we use, so you can kind of have that image in your head every time you're doing something. You have that goal or that dream in mind. Is we use a ladder. So I made a ladder here for you, as you can see here, goes all the way up to the very top. So as you can imagine, our goal will go right at the top. Okay. And I actually wrote, and it says the easiest step is the biggest step, as on the ladder is that first step. And try and think of why that first step is easiest. Why wouldn't we put the easiest step, maybe start with the heart? For example, if you want to hit the ball out of the sand, I would just, maybe what would be the easiest step that you can think of? And it sounds so easy that it's you accomplish it. And there's a reason, is to gain kind of momentum, gain some confidence, we talk about, and learn to get to your steps, and how that creates this confidence in you, and that helps you get to the next step, and using those core values that we learned. One you'll definitely need is perseverance, which means never to give up. But when we talk about goals, it's writing it down, setting a goal here, easiest step. Okay. And as you wake your way up, you can start to check them off. Does that mean one can take longer than the other, but at least we know where we are, okay, and where we're headed. Okay. And that's why that dream goes at the top. So when you're struggling, or when you're at a point where, man, I can't figure this out, or this is getting tough, you look up there and you realize, okay, that's what I want, so I got to work hard for it. Now, along your way, you might fall off that one step and go back one, but that's okay. Maybe you restart. Now, we talk about, think of think of something that you want to do, and I challenge you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow tonight you set a goal that you want to accomplish tomorrow. Something that you've maybe been saying that you want to do, something that you've said, oh yeah, I'll do it, but you never do it, or you don't ever actually get around to it. I challenge you, make a ladder just like that. Put your goal at the top and set your steps. And you can have 10 steps, you can have 5 steps, you can have 2 steps, but really make sure that you have those steps written down. And I'll talk a little bit briefly about some ways that we can set goals so that we can accomplish them. And one of the first things we teach is to be positive. Okay. Think of, when you're being challenged, or we want to think of a goal. Maybe you've gone to the golf course and you're trying to hit it over the water, and you say, "Oh man, I hope I don't go in the water." We can switch that and be positive and say, "I want to hit my shot on the green." So we flip that positivity as our goal, and so in our mind we have a positive goal. Another thing we do is we want to make sure that your goal is important to you. So for me, when I was younger, I wanted to play golf in college. That was what my dream was, and I set goals. So one was get good grades and get a certain GPA, make sure that I practice this many, I was specific with what my goals were. So eventually I did get to that point where I reached my goals, or where I had this path that I can get to. So for me, when I was growing up, playing golf in college was really important to me. So some days I'd wake up and I was tired from the day before. I had a long day at school, or I stayed up late studying, and I didn't want to go golfing the next day, or I didn't want to go practice. And you know what I did? I remember what my goal was, which was, like I said, important to me. And, it made it a little bit easier for me to get up and know why I'm getting up, even though I'm tired or even though I don't want to. So think of something that's important to you, that you can, that maybe, like I said, you've been thinking about it, but you haven't gone to it. Make sure that you state those goals, and they're important. Um, the third one is we want to say it specifically. So if I say, for example, I want to go practice more, I can say I want to practice more. Or, for example, some people say I want to go to the gym, and they go to the gym, they don't have a plan. Or you go to a golf course, you say you want to practice, you get there and you kind of just don't really have a plan. So you want to try to get specific. So if you're going to go to the golf course, maybe I say I want to putt for an hour, chip for 15 minutes, go on the course, play 9 holes. I want to make it specific so I know what that goal is and I know what I'm shooting for, instead of saying I'm just going to go out to the golf course and practice. Because I might get there and I'll realize, man, what am I going to do? Or maybe I'll get lazy, or maybe I'll mess around. I don't have a goal to help guide me. So that's another one that we want to do, is we want to make sure that it's specific. And then the last one, where we have to really think about it, is it under our control? So a lot of the times, a lot of kids or I would say, I want to win a golf tournament. That was a goal. Now, is that under my control? You'll actually think it is, but it's not. Because in golf, different than it is from other sports, you're not really playing against someone in a way of where you play defense, in a sense of where you can affect what they do, because we're supposed to show respect, and while they hit, we're quiet, we're watching. But there was rounds that I played well. I played really good, had a good score, and I got second or I got third. And I, instead of looking at it and understanding that I can't control if I get first necessarily, I can't control what others do. Maybe that's not my goal. Maybe my goal was, make this my score, or do this or do that, and the results come where they may, land where they may. So that's one where it's tough to think of things that are under your control. And sometimes maybe we get down on the things that we can't control and we don't realize it. So remember those four. So we want to be positive when we set a goal. We want to be important to you. We want to be specific, and we want it to be under our control. So we talk about, those are our goals for our birdie class, and I hope you think about that, and I hope tonight you really think of that thing you haven't done, or you think of that You've been saying it for a week, a month, a year that you're gonna get it done, and you don't. And I suggest, like I said, try this ladder. Try making a ladder for yourself. Remember, easiest step first, so you get some momentum, you get some confidence to do it. And yeah, make sure you write it down and then post it somewhere you can see it, or tell a friend or somewhere you can hold yourself accountable. All right. And I challenge you to do that. And like I said, if you have your clubs, your putters, golf ball, try and put around the house. Remember, show respect to your surroundings and to others while you're there. And, get out to the golf course, stay safe as much as you can. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week on our Tuesday Golf and